Recording in progress.
Good morning, honorable members. It is now 10 o'clock, the 23rd of July, Thursday, the day on which we agreed that the ad hoc committee will have its meeting. Can I check the presence of members in the meeting? Good morning, Honorable Sangoni.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, honorable members.
Good morning, Honorable Ntuli, the Chief Whip.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning to all honorable members and colleagues on the platform, and thank you very much.
Good morning to you, Honorable Ngola. Good morning to you, Honorable Sokanyile.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning to the honorable members and to the administration and to any other person who's listening to this. Thank you.
Good morning to you, Honorable Nomvalo. Good morning, Honorable Skosana.
Yanlochisa abenglochisa nesitshaba sonke ephasini mazombe ngithi lochani.
Good morning, Honorable Shongwe. Good morning, Honorable Breitenbach.
Chairperson, it's Diane Kohler-Barnard here. Honourable Breitenbach will join us shortly and Honourable Cameron a little bit later on. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Kohler-Barnard.
Good morning. Thank you, Chair.
Good morning, Honorable Topa.
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning, Honorable Malema. Good morning, Honorable Leanne Mattheys.
You've practiced how to say my surname, Chair. Good morning.
Good morning, Honorable Mwango Mangazita. Good morning, Honorable Sols. Good morning, Honorable Vessels.
Good morning, Chair, and everybody present.
Good morning, Honorable James.
Good morning, Chair, and everyone else on the platform.
Thank you so much, honorable members. Let me do the round again and check if we have apologies. Honorable Sangoni from the African National Congress.
No, Chairperson. The ANC is fully represented. We have no apologies. However, sorry, Chair, later on in the afternoon, around 4 o'clock, it may be that Honorable Nduli will leave us. So I'm just putting that as preemptory. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Skosana from the MKP, Jali.
Chair, Honorable Shongwe.
Do you hear me, Chair?
Okay, now.
Uyangizwa, Chairperson?
I can hear you very loudly, honorable member. I wanted to check if you have any apologies, but before you...
Chair.
before you make the apologies, let me pass my greetings to Honorable Shongwe. We have missed you, Honorable Member, in this committee in our last engagements. Welcome. Honorable Skwasana.
Uyangizwa Chair?
Yes, I hear you.
Yes, anginamraro Chair ngikhona.
Do you have any apologies from the MKP for today?
Awanginayo Chair.
Thank you so much. We can then move to the Democratic Alliance. Honorable Kola Barnett.
Thank
Any
you,
apologies
Chairperson.
from your
Yes,
member?
indeed, Chairperson. Honorable Breitenbach will be on shortly, and Honorable Cameron is in at an event and will join as soon as he is able to. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The EFF, Honorable Matthys.
Chair, good morning again, and to the colleagues. Just note, Commissar Honorable Maleme's apology. He'll be joining us shortly as soon as he's done with organizational engagement. Thank you.
From the IFP, if Honorable Mngango has not joined us, is there any apology? Have we received any apology, Wanani?
Good morning, Chair. The only apology that I received was from Honorable Cameron, who has got another engagement party, will join us as soon as it's done. And maybe just to indicate that Honorable Sols has also joined us.
Okay. Good morning, Honorable Sols, and welcome to the meeting.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. Thank you so much.
We are on the item of apologies. I wanted to check if you have any apology to make for today's meeting.
Yes, Chairperson, if we're going to go up until around the afternoon, then I will have to be excused briefly for at 2:30 latest.
Okay. Honorable Vessels, any apologies?
Thank you, Chair. If I could please be excused at latest at 1 p.m. I do have an organizational commitment then.
Okay, thank you so much. Honorable James, any apology?
No apology, thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Let me recognize the presence of the following in our meeting, Parliament Communications, who are streaming the meeting live. You are recognized, Mr. Tejana. Good morning to you and welcome to our meeting. The content team, all of you, Ms. Van Zyl-Goos, Ms. Silkstone, Dr. Bob, you are welcome. And I also want to thank the presence of the staff of the political parties and express my gratitude for the support that they have given to their members in the committee, the robustness and the incisiveness that we have seen. This is the credit that you deserve, because it shows that you are forever on your toes to make sure that we do justice to this stage of our proceedings. Members of the media who are with us are also welcome, and Honorable Sangoni, you will understand why it's important that we must today emphasize the presence of the members of the media, because we saw last week there were reports that were circulating in the media that the ad hoc committee has not made any findings against all the witnesses that appeared before it. And maybe even before we go to adopt the agenda or we start with our proceedings, it's important for the South African public and for the members of the media to know that those reports are fabricated, those reports are untrue, those reports are malicious, those reports are misleading and do not represent the work and the findings and recommendations of this committee. And this will be proven at the time when the committee finalizes its report and make it public. So we just want to caution members of the public to take everything that is being circulated in their midst or in the public space with a pinch of salt. The committee is committed, like it has been from the first day, that it will do its work without any fear, without any favor, without any prejudice, and make sure that it brings its best to the game and do its work in the name of the Republic of South Africa, in the name of its people, and commit itself to weed out any malpractices in the criminal justice system and suggest or put forward proposals that will help to reform the criminal justice system in the country. So we invite all South Africans to join us today as we do our work, paragraph by paragraph or page by page, so that at the end of our proceedings today, they don't have to get information from anybody, but they themselves must be the ambassadors of the information that they would have obtained from today's proceedings. In this way, honorable members, I'm going to move to the next item and request Bonani to flight the agenda on the screen so that members can formally adopt it.
Good morning, Chair. It's Glynis. May I speak quickly, please? My hand has been up for some time.
Good morning to you and welcome to the meeting, Honorable Breitenbach.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I request to be excused between 11 and 12. I have a meeting with Mr. Hildua, so I will rejoin as soon as I'm able. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your apologies accepted, Honorable Member. There is another hand which is up. Okay, that is the hand of Honorable Leanne Mattheys.
Thank you, Chair. It was in relation to the agenda, but I see that it's not flighted yet. So I don't know if you want to flight it first, but it was input regarding that in our deliberations that is about to, or the deliberations we are about to go into in this regard.
Yeah, no, you are allowed.
Okay. Chair, it's been, this has been a very time-consuming process, us preparing this preliminary report. We're now on the third draft preliminary report. All political parties, from what I understand, have made submissions, both orally and followed by written submissions. Well, at least the EFF has. 3 times. We are here again with this third draft where the content team has not adequately captured the inputs. And I'm speaking particularly on behalf of the EFF. Other parties can do the same thing. And while we can have an appreciation, Chair, that it's the responsibility of the content team to reword and make it sound parliamentary and acceptable language for a report such as this. It cannot change the spirit of what it is that we are trying to say in our submissions. It's not their job. So I want to bring to the attention of the committee, this is not a reflection. This report, largely, Chair, is not a reflection of the submissions that members have made, both orally and in writing, to this committee. It is not, and we don't know who instructions, and it begs the question rather, on whose instructions is the content team drafting this report? Because it's not a reflection of our consolidated inputs. And we're going to go here again, and we're going to go read line by line, and our inputs are not captured. Their job was not to neutralize submissions. Their job was to capture what it is and the spirit of what it is that we want to say. And whatever we differ on here, it must be highlighted, and then we deliberate, find each other, and we move on. But this is going to be the third time, and we are going to give inputs. And it now appears very clear in this report that this report, there's some instructions, or either the content team is acting on their own, we don't know. But this is not a reflection of the inputs that this committee has given. Nobody asked the content team or whoever they are taking directions from to water down our inputs. It's our responsibility here as members of parliament to debate whether we agree with that input or whether we don't, not for them to neutralize it. And we can't continue going back. This is going to be our fourth time, giving the same inputs. And I'm begging that we send the content team away, or we get a whole new content team if we have to. But our inputs must be captured in the way that we have submitted them and in the spirit of how it is, not for them to be neutralized. We come here, we debate what we agree on and what we don't. Then obviously it goes to legal, and legal advise us, no, you're out of order here. I'm going to give you one simple example here, Chair. We've been saying in every single input, we understand our entire report says it opens with the committee does not have a mandate to make criminal findings. It cannot make findings of corruption, etc., etc. We know that. We've given our inputs that said we cannot open a finding with saying there's no evidence before the committee of a corrupt relationship. We can't, because we can't make a finding of that. So we're doing a disclaimer. Based on what? Because we can't make a finding. So you can't say that there's no evidence, because even if there was evidence before the committee of corruption, we can't state that because it's not in our mandate. What we can state is that there's enough evidence before us to warrant for this matter to be referred to the appropriate institution for investigations into corruption or into investigations of perjury. But yeah, this report, I don't know whose report it is because it's not our report. There's even more sections that are added. While the committee cannot, there's no evidence before the committee of perjury, but we can't make a finding of perjury anyway. But we are saying that those people must be charged for perjury and let the police and let the courts make a decision on that. So we can't, Chair, be going back and forth on the same thing. So either the content team, Chair, you need to have a meeting with them and ask them who is advising, or whether there's some invisible hand or something that is advising them, because this is not a reflection of even our oral testimonies, our oral inputs that we have given all of members of this committee. And even where we differ, our differences must be noted so we can debate it and see how to move. They're not to be neutralized. All of a sudden, the DA in this report has a lot of submissions, but I'm not saying that they were not allowed to give written submissions. We don't know if they did or not. But throughout these deliberations, there's only been, if my memory serves me correctly, and I'm open to correction, the only input the DA has given over our three deliberations here was that in relation to Honourable Collard Barnard. The rest was, we happy. All of a sudden, this whole report just looks blue, and the DA has made all these submissions. When all of a sudden does that come from? And if you look at it even deeper, Chair, those submissions all of a sudden is in relation to some of the parties' submissions, and it's to counter that. But our submissions as members of this committee are not properly captured. So there's something that's going on and it's not right. And we want a report that's here that is the spirit of what it is we've given our submissions in, and let us go and debate it as members of parliament. It is not the content team's job to do that. And if they are taking instructions from anybody besides us, then that must also be dealt with, Chair. Thank you. That's my input.
Yeah, thank you so much, honorable member. And let me thank you for your honesty, because the issues that you are raising in the meeting, you have also returned to me as the chair and raised your frustrations with me as the chair. But I want to indicate to you that it is not only you. I got concerns from several members of the committee, which to a large extent I'm agreeing with them that most of the inputs, Ms. Van Zyl-Gous and Ms. Silkstone, that were made by committee members in our last engagements are not reflected in the report. And we have to find a way to say it. We are not taking anything away from yourselves. We know that you are very professional and you are committed to giving this committee unqualified support. I want to encourage you that the criticism that is being made against this third draft must be taken in good faith, that members are raising it not because they want to take any points away from yourselves, but because they strongly believe that there are serious omissions that were supposed to be reflected in the report, and some of these omissions were even made in the last meeting. The last meeting after you would see the submissions that have been made about IPIT. I think the committee came out very strong, vigorous about what they wanted to see reported there. And there will be many other areas that committee members will be given a chance to speak here, and they will make similar reflections. And it's very sad that this would be what they had been saying in the previous meetings. But the last point that I do not agree with you on, Honorable Matthys, is when you want to personalize certain parts of the report to the Democratic Alliance. I think that what we should say, that may be the observation that you have made. If there are observations that you make on the report that point to the fact that the report may be one-sided or one-dimensional in terms of capturing inputs and findings and recommendations, we should not personalize it to a particular political party. We could rather say there are inputs of other members that are captured, and whilst inputs of other members have been left out, because I do not want us to find ourselves entangled in a partisan or ideological battle, but to say this is what we want to see happening in the report. And that is why today, where I stand, I am prepared to say that let's take this report page by page. It means in a particular page, if there is a paragraph number that a member wants to speak to, the report will be flighted on the screen. And if there is any correction that we want to do on the text of the report, we do it here and satisfy ourselves that when we leave the meeting, no matter how long it takes us, we have to do justice and satisfy ourselves that all our inputs have been correctly captured in the report. I saw that the content team also has written us a memorandum to guide us on how they think we can deal with the report, pointing to certain parts of the report and what the conduct of the committee should be on those areas. Maybe even before we go straight, if members agree that we proceed, if before we go straight into the report, let me give them a chance to hear from their side how they interacted with the inputs that members made in the last meeting and how such inputs would have been factored into the report. If you may have anything to say, members of the content team. Ms. Van Zyl-Gous.
Chair, I've raised my hand before you get to the members, to the admin.
Okay, I'm recognizing you, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to put it on record, Chair, that it will be a futile exercise if we have again to make inputs to the members, to the admin, hosts and others. We've made inputs in writing, Chair, in writing. You know, it's disturbing to say we're going to spend again another time like we are now reinventing the wheel. It's like now we're going to start afresh. I mean, when we submitted written inputs, Chair, there's nothing more than that which can be asked from us. We have done our best. I mean, look, for instance, when you read the whole report, Chair, hence I was saying in the last meeting that it has exonerated everyone. Whereas when I was busy doing that, we've been accused as parliamentarians by the public protector that we are bothering her and their office about the matter of Senzo Mkhunu. And I must remind you, Chair, and some members here, I know it was a very a difficult thing when I mentioned the word Pravin Gordhan. And I'm going to say that again here in this meeting. Chair, that to say we are finding ourselves, we are waiting for the Section 27, the famous now Section 27, when Honorable Nomvalo asked about that from both Patoi, Advocate Patoi, and Advocate Johnson. We are still waiting today. But when you read this, it's not captured. Now, we look foolish. We look like we are stupid. We don't know what we are doing. We are even being accused. You know, I know that we have the different views from the public, but we are the representatives of the public in this parliament because we are saying this is a parliament of the people. Now, we look stupid, Chair, because of the admin. Because all what we deliberated, what we are probing, is not captured, Chair. We cannot start afresh, Chair, from when we started last year and give inputs. Why they have? There's Hansard, there's recordings. And we've done things in writing. And it's painful, Chair, you know, to sit here today and say we want now again to start to say you didn't capture this, you didn't capture that. They've got that in writing, Chair. We wrote a letter, we've sent emails. Comprehensive, Chair. Hence, it's painful for me to say, we now have to sit with the admin again to say, you didn't capture this, you didn't capture that. What is that? What are they for? What are they for with us? I mean, we are sitting with them in the meeting, and they are taking a minute, and we even return to them and put our inputs to say, in the first draft, they've made mistake. In the second draft, today we are sitting for the third one, the same thing, Chair. Hence, I think Honorable Matthys is suspicious that there's a third, yes, there's something, somebody is telling them what to do. But for us as Umkhonto Wesizwe Party, we are disappointed. We are very disappointed.
I don't want us to go to that extent, Honorable Skosana. For now, let's be convinced that every one of us is acting in good faith. But
yeah, but Chair, I understand that. But I'm saying, Chair, how many times we've been deliberating this matter? This is the third draft. In the last meeting, we were convinced that when it comes back, it will come back with what we have deliberated and what all our inputs. We know that they can't capture everything we're spoken about, but there's zero yet.
Yeah, what I hear you and what I hear you and Honorable Matthey saying, if I listen to you intelligently, you are saying that it is an exercise in futility if we are going to sit here and regurgitate what we did in the last meetings, and that the content team must be instructed to go and factor those inputs because they have them. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yes, exactly, Chair. You heard me very, very, very well. I think it will be proper, for them to have a self-introspection. They must go and do the right thing. That's what I can say, Chair. But what we have been provided with, the draft which we have now, leave much to be desired.
I wanted to hear a yes or no. Is that what you are saying? Is that what you are saying? Is that what you are saying, Honorable Matthys?
Yes, Chair, I think we can support that. It is really a futile exercise. There's even recordings that we have of our inputs from our first deliberation. There's the submissions. I don't know why we must go line by line to say exactly the same thing again. They must just be instructed to capture our inputs as it is and in the spirit that it is, and then we come here and we go line by line and we decide what we agree with or not to neutralize our inputs.
Okay. The African National Congress?
PMI's hand has been up for a while now.
My chair, I think I came first with my hand.
I'm now doing the rotation. I'm taking you party by party. I'm starting with the African National Congress.
On what question, Chair?
On the question that both Honorable Skosana and Honorable Matthys have tabled here, to say that the content team should go back and incorporate all the inputs that parties have made, the way raw as they would have been sent to them. And then we will come back with a draft that has all those inputs incorporated and go through them paragraph by paragraph or page by page. The African National Congress. The African National Congress.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I'm going to ask Honorable Ntuli to speak on behalf of the African National Congress.
No, thanks, Chairperson of the meeting. I think first and foremost, I just want to entirely agree with the major observations that were made by both Honorable Matthys and Honorable Skosana. And without elaborating on the point, I must indicate that what I thought we will do today, out of the frustration arising from the observations they've made, one had taken a position that, at least as the ANC, that it doesn't matter even if we sit here today and sit throughout the day until midnight, as long as the report is reworked and reformulated paragraph by paragraph with us in attendance. Because just to give you an example, Chair, the problem of this report is not just on the findings and the recommendations. Even the body has been formulated in such a way to justify the findings and recommendations that have literally watered down without any explanation or justification. You can well imagine what it means, not only to us who are members of this committee, but to the teams that we have in our caucuses who are supporting the work of the various study groups of political parties engaging in this work. So, Chair, we essentially we are agreeing with the view that what we would like to see, Chair, in my conclusion, is a report that comes back and say, on the issue, on the following area of the report, this is what the ANC proposes. This is what the DA proposes. This is what the MK party proposes, and all parties throughout. If the party has not made any proposal, it's left without any specific indication because there's no proposal. So that when we meet as a committee, what we discuss is where there are areas of divergence under a specific area. If on the border management, for instance, we have different views, our views must be reflected on the report. And you, Chair, as you have led us quite capably over the past year, you will then say to us, here are all your views, but there are contradictions here. Can you engage with these contradictions, refine them to come to a common position where you can? Where you can't, let's have a view of a majority on the matter, and let's have another view being recorded, whatever procedure that we are required to follow. But I agree, and I do hope, Chairperson, I'm really agreeing because I want to believe that, as you were saying, the team has captured the report the way they did because that's how they understood the meetings to be, not because there are ulterior motives. And because of that, we will then support the position that they must be requested to go back and rework the report in line with what we submitted to them. And I'm saying, Chair, not just on the recommendations and the findings, it's also on the body. The NC is willing to make a written submission to that effect. If we were going paragraph by paragraph today, we were going to be taking you paragraph by paragraph. Read what the report is saying, read what we submitted, argue why we believe this formulation in the report is intended to water down a submission that we believe is important to be considered by this committee and the National Assembly. That is what we're prepared to do today. That's why when our whip was saying we're all here, it's because we thought we need to set aside this whole day and simply write this report the same way we had to do when we were doing the terms of references at the beginning of our work. If you recall at that time, we were going through this painstakingly one by one until we had a consensus that this is how our terms of reference are going to look like. So we support that the team must be given an opportunity, and maybe them having listened to us today and understood our frustration, they would be in the position to go back and relook at the submissions we made, reformulate the report in line with those submissions, and then we can meet at whatever day you determine to deal with areas of divergence. But I want to emphasize that we're not only worried about findings and recommendations, we are worried about the body, which has been designed in a way that justifies certain conclusions. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Honorable Sangoni.
Honorable Chairperson, I think Honorable Nduli has covered the position of the African National Congress adequately. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I wanted to hear that. Honorable Nola. Thank you so much. Honorable Sokanyile.
Nothing.
Okay. Honorable Skosana.
Thank you, Chair. Once again, I guess the Chief Whip as well has agreed with us, about our proposal that the team must go back. We can't be sitting here daily deliberating issues which we have deliberated and which was captured. In fact, as Umkhonto Wesizwe Party will be opening case of perjury against Advocate Johnson and Advocate Batoyi for them to promise the ad hoc committee, that they will submit those documents for us, the Section 227. And that was last year, if I remember. So we are going to do that because it's unacceptable. And hence this report make a mockery of us, that we did not do the right thing as an ad hoc committee. I thank you, Chair.
Honorable Shongwe.
Good morning, Chair and the colleagues, and thank you for this opportunity. No, Chair, I think I'm covered by ama resolutions because I was really worried, Chair, that the report, it seems as if there was a parallel ad hoc committee that was sitting somewhere where I was not part of it. Where you go around people asking you, ad hoc, we expected a lot from it. It was coming as a cool all the time. However, the report says, Sibona nosbiye enganalutho, Sibona nomchunu umacingwane enganalutho ayenzile. I think the solution that efakwayo, Chair, I'm for it. And I wish ukuthi ngibeke on record ukuthi ngicela onke amalungu omphakathi akholwayo ukuthi la madoda agangile sidibane ePitori kusasa lapha epolice station ePretoria uzoyisho uSikhosana sidibane khona siyovulela labantu laba amacala ngoba if i-ad hoc is gonna send ama recommendations athi bonke baclean uthola uHonorable Fidel Adams akhuluma as if thina sithi bonke baclean nabanamacala. We must recommend iqiniso, Chair. So I support the proposal ekhona, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The Democratic Alliance, Honorable Breitenbach.
Thanks, Chair. Good morning again. We have no serious issues with the issues that have been raised. Some of them we agree with, some of them we don't, but it's a committee decision, and so we will say so. And where we disagree with it, we will say so. And I'm pleased that the DA lives in the mind of Honourable Matthys, but we neither take direction from him, nor do we really need any advice. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you so much. Honorable Cameron has he arrived. Honorable Thopper.
The DA speaks with one voice, Chair.
Yes, I want to hear the honorable member saying it that the DA speaks with one voice. Honorable Thopper.
I have absolutely no problem to agree with Honorable Breitenbach that the DA speaks in one voice.
Thank you so much. Honorable Kola Barnett.
The DA speaks with one voice, Chair.
Thank you so much. Honorable Malema. Honorable Matthys.
The DA speaks in one voice, Chair.
Is that Honorable Matthys?
Honorable James, you're taking over the EFF. You're welcome to join, though. I'll send you a membership form.
Don't involve me. I didn't say anything. You're so long last heard from. You don't even know what I sound like.
Honorable Matthys, the Honorable James did not say anything.
I withdraw.
It was Honorable Sangun. Withdraw and apologize to Honorable James.
I withdraw and apologize to Honorable James.
Profusely. It's your time to speak, Honorable Matthys.
Yeah, we are in agreement, Chair, and there's no DA that lives in the minds of the EFF. Just for the record, and if we're going to start getting personal, it's not going to be nice.
The motion that is before you is not the DA, it's whether you support.
No, it is, because Honorable Breitenberg comes here and says that she's happy that the DA lives in the minds of the EFF. It's not true. We were just highlighting some of the things that we picked up, and we're allowed to do that. Chair, if it's not true, then she must say so. Not come and do some undercurrent comments. Thank you, Chair.
Your point is valid. I agree with you. I had missed that one, but when you say it, I remember she said it, and I think you are right. the IFP, Pangazita, the Patriotic Alliance, Honorable Souls.
Honorable Chair, um, I disagree with the colleagues that spoke before me. I think it's important that we be honest and frank. We must stop playing politics with the facts. The EFF and the MKP claiming...
Point of order, Chair. Point of order, Chair.
The EFF and the MKP claiming that the content team has
Point of order, Chair.
Has ignored their inputs is plain wrong. It's not true. If you open up Annexure A in the draft report and you look at the document, there are 228 party submissions, and it's tracked line by line, including the EFF's own input from 16 July, written and what was stated orally. The team captured our thoughts and they put them right in front of us in blue text or highlighted in.
Chair, there was no thought there are Honorable Shongwe and Kosana Nomvalo saying these people are innocent. There's no such a thing.
I
So
never
please,
said
on point of order was raised, it was not attended to. Ungakhuluma amanga ngathi wena baba, awukahle.
Yeah, but you cannot afford an honorable member an opportunity to speak. And then even before he completes a sentence, we want to call a point of order. I deliberately ignored the point of order, and I'm justified in doing so because where I stand, the honorable member has not made a complete statement. So it will be preposterous for me to just get excited by a point of order being called when Honorable Souls has not even completed a statement. Unless the point of order is on him speaking, then it can be sustained. But if we want to appropriately call order, let's allow the honorable member to make a statement and complete it, and all of us hear what he has said.
And no then works. You can go to his X account, you'll see. He must not talk on our behalf, Chair. And I always say that he must represent his own party if he wants to go party line.
Can we
Chair,
allow?
Please.
Can we?
But Chair, he must be told. He must be stopped when he's lying about us. We never mentioned PPA here. We never said anything about PA. He must talk about his own thing. He cannot tell us what to do.
Honorable Skwasana, may we please stop the wrestling and allow the honorable member to complete his statement. The chair will decide if the call for order stands. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairperson. We are dealing with the report, and I am saying I will not and I refuse to join the chorus that says the content team has this time not listened to us and our inputs in the last session. It will be wrong of me to do so when I can see the difference between this report and the report before. It is EFF and the MKP and the ANC, the DA, those that spoke before me, that holds the position that the report doesn't reflect our inputs. And I'm merely saying, I disagree with that position. And then I point to substantiate my position. I point the committee to the document before us. In the draft report, in Annexure A, there are 228 party submissions, and it's tracked line by line. It even includes the EFF's own input from 16 July. Not only does it include the written ones of our input, but also the oral ones given. So I'll be wrong to say that they have not gone back, the content team has not gone back to do the work and bring us something back. Is the document perfect? Of course not. That's the reason why it's a draft. It's not final gospel. It's a mirror. The content team did their job. They gave us the mirror. Now it's our job to look at the blue text and see if it's accurate, the highlighted text in blue. Or if it got watered down and that's how we feel along the way, if it's weak, then let's fix it right here, right now. They are asking us, we received a memo that of them telling us, please tell us, especially with the highlighted text, have we phrased it correctly? Does it reflect what you want to say? That's what they're asking us. Now we are expected to come here and I'm supposed to agree to say they have not done their work. The document is not perfect. The document, there are things that must be changed. I also feel that we must reword here, reword there, but that is what they are asking us to do so that it properly reflects what we are saying. But don't tell the public your voice wasn't captured when it's sitting right there on the paper in front of us. Let's cut the drama. Let's focus on what they are giving us. Let's get to work and fix the document where it needs to be fixed. I repeat, the document is not perfect, but we cannot say because the document is not perfect that our inputs are not included because it's right there. It's the question of how it is included. And we have a problem with how. Let's tell them, let's tell the content team how we want it reflected, what words they must use to reflect our inputs properly. But it's not true that it's not reflected in the document. It's there under Annexure A. I rest. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. What was the point of order, Honorable Skosan?
Chair, let me put it vividly for you and for Saul, that he must stop this thing of, trying to be smarter than everyone here. He's saying that is drama. There's no drama here. If he has drama, maybe at the PA level. We don't have a drama. We are members of parliament here. For him to say it's not true, he is not the one who made inputs of MK Party. I know exactly what MK Party, the inputs from A to Z. It doesn't know anything about that. Whether the content team have captured all what we've said, it doesn't know about that. So he cannot come here and say he's representing us. He's talking on our behalf. And he's not a spokesperson for this party. I mean, for this ad hoc committee. He must talk about his own input. If he's happy about his own input, it's fine. But he must not talk on our behalf. And he must not say that it's not true. It's like we are liars now. Our researchers have done their job, Chair. And we have done our job as members. So Saul must not come here and think he's representing everyone here. Maybe he'll do that at his party level. Maybe he must do that at that PPA thing.
When I'm listening to you, you are attacking the personality of Honorable Saul. And I thought...
And the lies which he's saying is talking on our behalf.
I thought that you would say that this is the following that he said, without attacking him. If you attack the facts, attack the board.
No, he's attacking us, Chair. He's saying
and not the
MKP.
person. Play
Chair,
the ball.
no,
Play
Chair.
the ball.
No, Chair, don't
Play the ball.
Chair.
Play
Point of
the
order,
ball.
Chair.
Play the ball.
He's not playing the ball. He's talking about MKP and other parties here. He must talk about his own party. If he wants to talk party politics, he must talk about his own party. We've made our input here, and our input are not reflected. He cannot tell us, we've read that. It's not like it's our lecture. We've read the report. You must not come here and talk nonsense.
You see, don't be emotional. Because what I want you to say is, Honorable Sol might have said X, Y, Z, which I think was not properly said. The correct way would have been for him to say it this way and that way. But once we become agitated, it takes certain qualities away from us. And this is not how we should discharge of our duties as honorable members of the Parliament of the Republic. Can we, if there are facts we disagree with, or information he shares with us we disagree, let's not go to attack his bona fides. And this is what I have always been saying to all of you across the parties as honorable members, that this argument ad hominem, where we go to attack the bona fides of another instead of focusing on the facts, do not make us what we should be. Honorable Shongwe.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, in the words of General Sibiya, Honorable Solo Kulumintangayas, because if I know content about what they supposed to say, I think you must carefully consider ukhuluma organization yabo only, or for organization yabo only, because Chair, we know exactly what we said. We know exactly how we feel and our position about this, what we are articulating here. What he can do is to stick on the party about what they believe in and want to add on this report. Because Chair, at one stage, Trevor Noah said, South Africa goes that way and some other countries go this way, South Africa goes this way. I think that is Sol. Always Sol is making sure, Honorable Sol, sorry for that, always making sure when we go left, he wants to go right so that it looks different. He can continue doing that, but he must make sure to read exactly what MKP in the videos of YouTube, what we've been saying daily. We have never, Chair, never agreed with this. So he must not think that because he read one sentence, he think we agreed. No. If he doesn't know exactly what you said, he must just keep it to himself and speak on behalf of his party. That's what I recommend, Chair, for him. Not this thing of putting words on our mouth. I appreciate it.
No, it's fine. It's fine, Honorable Member. What you have said is unconstitutional, because South Africa, it is written in the Constitution that South Africa is a multi-party democracy.
No, Chair, I'm quoting Trevor Noah in one of his comedy shows where he said South Africa goes this way.
If you say one honorable member of parliament must not even mention the names of other parties, where do you put the multi-party provision?
No, Chair, you got it wrong. Let me fix it, Chair, so that you speak on something. Maybe if I may say it in Zulu, you understand, but I'll try again in English. If Honorable Sol, they don't have content based on what we said, he can only speak on what they said, not on our behalf, because he's already now speaking on our behalf as if we agreed with whatever he's saying. No, Chair. I am clarifying that for the sake that I know for a fact that Honorable Sol doesn't know word for word what we've said. And for the fact that I know Honorable Sol doesn't stand with us, he stands with the people who are saying this thing is correct as it is. We as Umkhonto are not on that position. So I'm asking that he doesn't speak on behalf of us. He can say whatever he wants to say about his party. and speak for his party, but never try to confuse and fool South Africans that Umkhonto Wesizwe said what he thinks we said. So that's what I'm trying to clarify, say. The joke I'm mentioning, it's on the video Yaga Trevor Noah, where he speaks with Abanye Bayale, and that is Saul exactly, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Honorable Saul again, sorry.
Look, honorable members, you know, we have rotated amongst the parties. There are two more parties that must speak here. You know, when we give you chance to speak, Honorable Nduli, when we gave him chance to speak, he spoke on behalf of the African National Congress. That is the party he represents in the National Assembly. And so did many other honorable members. Honorable Sauls did not speak at the slot of the MKP. He waited for the MKP to speak, for the DA to speak, for the EFF to speak. The IFP was called. He was called. He spoke on the slot of the PA, the party that he represents in the National Assembly and in this ad hoc committee. So I think it will be very wrong to conclude that when he speaks on behalf of other parties, unless we want to write a script for him, what he must say for his party, which I understand will be wrong, the manner in which you say it. But anyway, let's proceed. All of you, the MKP and the PA, have been given a chance to speak. You have spoken for the parties that you represent. Let's allow honorable vessels for the Freedom Front Plus to give their
Chair,
view
my hand was up
on the
on a
matter.
point. Chair, my hand's been up on a point of order.
Honorable Matthys.
And it's very unfortunate that I must have to enter on something that I really didn't see that we would have to do this. But just in response to Honorable Sauls, there's never been an expectation that any member must agree with anybody who's here. This is why we're having deliberations. And perhaps Honorable Sauls entered the meeting a bit late and might have missed part of the input of the EFF. Chair, we were very clear that we did not say our submissions have not been captured. We said that they have been watered down and some of the very important submissions that we've made have been neutralized. That was our input. Secondly, Chair, him seeing highlighted submissions of the EFF is hardly a reflection that that was actually what it is, the spirit of what it is that we submitted. And that is what we highlighted here in the meeting. Not that our submissions are not highlighted there. Our point again is that it's been neutralized. And I want to give just a simple example. Even before this matter came before the commission, our submission as the EFF was that Honorable Adams and Advocate Johnson should be charged for perjury because both of them came here and said that they were going to submit the Section 27. Up to this very day, they did not. That was our submission. It's not reflected in here. And even if the other parties were not going to agree with it, it was our submission and it was not for the content team to water that down. And our point is, and our point was, and it remains, let the political parties' submissions be reflected as it is on how we stated and not neutralized, especially on very important matters. And let us come here and let us debate it. And that is our input. We are not here to grandstand. Chair, we're busy with elections. We have our anniversary and our manifesto launch on Saturday. The last place we want to be is sitting here and debating with Honorable Sauls over stupid things. So that's our input and our response to Honorable Sauls. Thank you.
Yeah, you see, you have said everything well. Can you agree with me that the second last word that you use, stupid, is misplaced in this meeting? Can you agree with me?
I didn't say Honorable Sauls is stupid. I was just saying
No,
that we're debating on something. Yes, I withdraw, Chair, no problem.
Yeah, you did not say he is. You just say what you said is that we don't have time to be disagreeing on stupid things. So I wanted you, which you did, to say no. You agree with the chair that the word is misplaced. It does not belong to a meeting chaired by a person like myself. Thank you so much.
Withdrawn, Chair.
and apologize to the meeting. Agreed?
Apologize to the meeting for using the word stupid.
Thank you so much. Can we then have Honorable Wessels speaking?
No, thank you very much, Chairperson. Chair, I also wanted to reflect on and refer to Annexure A, as the Honourable Souls did. In our previous meeting, I also said that I agree with especially the Honourable Matthys, who said that certain submissions, their submissions were watered down and stated more ambiguous as they actually submitted it. And I then said that it's important that the content team, because they are also there to guide us and to advise us if there's a reason, a justification for watering those submissions down, and then we can consider the reason. Now, in Annexure A, there are the status of a party submission, the reason, and an accuracy note. But I don't think it reflects, in all the instances, the reasons for not including certain submissions. And in some instances, it would only say editorial correction, which most probably is then when words are being watered down and it's not actually capturing the spirit of the submission. And I don't think that is a sufficient reason to just say it's editorial for the party, but all of us to consider if that justification is accepted or not. Because I think Annexure A is a very good starting point for us all to go through and to see where there's changes and the reasons and justifications. But I don't think it is sufficient at this point. And I think that is where the focus must be by the content team to reflect better on the reasons for not including certain submissions or for changing them. And we can start with Annexure A, which is easier to go through than going through the whole report to start with, and not necessarily then reflect the reasons and actually look at it. Chair, just a comment on the previous debate that took place just now. Certain submissions by specific parties do reflect other parties' views as well. And thus, yes, it's that party's submission, but it is of importance to some of us as well. Although it was not our own submission, we agree with that submission, and we also want to know why that submission is not included or why it's been changed or amended. So I think we should be a little less party specific and also remember that there is a committee report, and some of us do share the same views on submissions, and that's why we didn't replicate submissions necessarily, because it's already there and already made either orally or in writing. But Chair, I think, as I said, Annexure A is an important starting point, and the content team must just explain why the reasons they give there is not necessarily sufficient to explain changes or omissions with regards to submissions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable James.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, it's like I'm the stepchild of this meeting this morning. When Honorable Skhosana was making his input, I raised my hand. And this was before you went to the larger committee to give their input on the matter. I want to say that I strongly agree with the input by Honorable Skhosana as well as Honorable Matthys, and also the fact that as Action SA, this is exactly what we had recommended. I think it was in our previous meeting as well as in the previous meeting when we mentioned that, you know what, the input, we don't have sort of the certainty and we are not being reassured, I think, as members that, you know what, our submissions are finding expression in the document. And like Honorable Ntuli, gave a solution and a way forward to say that, if we can come back and if we can sort of see where, because it's watered down to an extent where you sit with your submissions and you can't even tell if this speaks to what you have submitted, if it's included or not. And I think, like we have previously said, exactly the solution that Honorable Ntuli gave here today. We can't possibly sit here today again and go through everything. It's a waste of time. We as the committee, I think we must be given the reassurance that the input we have given actually finds expression in this document exactly the same way we did with the terms of reference. I recall with the terms of reference, we sat, I think it was in a couple of our meetings, and we all worked on the wording. And when it came to a certain paragraph, we would say, these are the three parties that made their submissions on this. And we would sort of eliminate certain words, but we knew that it was Action SA, it was EFF, or whoever that gave that input to that. It's maybe just one or two words that we needed to work on. And once again, the third time now, again, I'm going to propose, like Honorable Ntuli proposed earlier on, that we actually reflect the input of the parties and we just work on, certain, the paragraphs and the wording, because right now it's really concerning. This report is not reflective of the months of work that we have done. And this report in the state, maybe also, I think some of the members said that, maybe I think Honorable Wessels, let's allow Ms. Van Zyl and her team to maybe also explain to us why the certain choice of words so that we understand going forward. But yeah, we cannot sit an entire day now and reconstruct a report once again. They need to go back and come back and reflect where we have given the input. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable James. This committee is your home. You have the rights. Let me reaffirm your rights, like any other member. If
It's fine, Chair.
if you raise your hand and sometimes you suspect that the chair may not be seeing your hand, you have a right just to say, Chairperson, my hand is up. It will not be a misnomer. There are other members who have done that in your presence if they feel that or they notice that the chair is not recognizing them. So this is your home. You belong here. You don't belong to another god. So you must have that confidence when you are in this meeting that you are at the right place and your voice must be heard all the time. You must not come here and go back without you having spoken in a meeting where you strongly felt that you have something to say. But thank you so much for raising that with me.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable members,
my hand is up. Sorry, Chair.
Yeah, you can come in.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just want to reiterate that what I'm disagreeing with is the position that the content team, we're giving the impression that the content team went away the last time we spoke to them and they came back today still having done absolutely nothing, that they are not reflecting what we've said. I'm stating...
No one said they did absolutely nothing. Like, you are just out of order now and you are annoying Honorable Souls. And then, Chair, you just keep giving him a platform just to talk nonsense over and over and over again. Who here said that they didn't do any work? Nobody.
The position of the House is...
Position of the House, nothing. Honorable Souls, really, at some point, you just need to be quiet. Because you just always want to be grandstanding here on things that nobody has even said. Now we call you out on it, you want to come back and say someone said that they didn't do any work. Nobody said that. The only thing we are raising is that some of our submissions have been watered down or neutralized, and that's it.
Chair, may I finish?
No, just wait.
Really, I don't even know what it is that you're talking.
I want us to listen to Honorable Matthys, Honorable Souls. Let's listen to her. Honorable Matthys. say everything you want to say. This is your time to speak, Honorable Matthias. We giving you this time to speak so that when Honorable Souls come to speak, you do not violate his right to speak in this meeting. This time is yours. You can say anything you want to say. You can use any word you want to use in this meeting.
Oh, thank you, Chair. He's abusing his rights. I'm fine.
Yeah. May you please apologize for your intrusion when he was speaking.
Oh, I'm not apologizing because I was not intruding. He's abusing his rights and I was calling him out on it. Plus, even his input is just incorrect. He just keeps adding new and new things on things nobody in the committee says, and then you just allow him. No, he's abusing his platform.
Honorable Souls is recognized by the chairperson to speak. In the same way now, when you come in intermittently, the chair has the patience to stop Honorable Souls and say, no, let's hear what Honorable Matthias is saying, even when you are not recognized by the chair. But out of our generosity and benevolence, we are still able to listen to you. And some of the words that you use do not accord the benevolence of the chair.
Chair, I withdraw.
Okay, Honorable Souls.
Thank you, Chairperson. What I'm disagreeing with is, and the words that was used earlier was that this is a futile exercise. Why is it futile? Because the committee still the content team still hasn't done what they were told to do. That was the position. I'm coming in and I'm saying I disagree with that position. Because what I have before me, this is not personal. This is not grandstanding. The same document before me is before the rest of the committee. And I'm pointing the committee to Annexure A that wasn't there in the previous report. I'm further emphasizing that 228 party submissions is there. That wasn't there before. Written and oral. That's work done. Further to that, it's a table that now includes the party member, proposal or issue raised, a table for treatment in draft, a table for report location. So they are now saying to us, here's the input that you've made, according to them. And then they say, we as the content team feel that this input is reflected at this section in the report. Then they have a table for status, reason, or accuracy note. In other words, because of our inputs the last time, they went back and even redesigned an entire table for us to be able to see that this is the work they've done. So I feel I can't sit here and join the chorus in saying that the exercise is futile. They have gone, the content team. They've even redesigned the format to show us where our inputs are. Are they saying we must agree with how it's reflected? No. That's the reason why they gave us an entire memo to guide us, even in steps. And the memo, the spirit of the memo is saying, we are asking you to interrogate the content. So now we're sitting here. Am I pleased with the entire report? No. I still do have questions. I still do have inputs. Therefore, the report is a draft. And the content team is sitting on standby to hear from us. If you feel one statement is watered down, they're sitting there waiting for us to say, This one is watered down, rephrase it like this. So that exercise is not futile. So, Honorable Chair, I want to clarify my position. I'm not saying the report is perfect. I'm not saying the report is ready. But I am saying I will not join the chorus to say that this exercise is futile and give the impression that the content team has not gone back and done what we asked them to do the last time. The cake is not finished yet. So let's get to cooking and produce the final product. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable James and Honorable Skhosana, your hands are up. I'm taking you in that order. Okay,
Oh,
I
Chair,
see.
let me come
Apologies,
in.
that's a legacy hand, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Skhosana.
Thank you, Chair. One, I just want to correct Honorable James. We are not in a choir here. Maybe there's a choir somewhere where he stays in his church.
No,
We
it
are
wasn't
honorable.
Honorable James
But
Skhosana. Honorable Skhosana,
Honorable James has never said that.
No, I'm sorry,
I didn't say
Honorable
that.
James. You know, I always sorry. I'm talking about Honorable Souls. He says we are, he's not going to join a choir. And maybe a choir chair is at his church. We are not a choir here. That's number one. Please correct him as we throw that way, the choir. You're not a choir here. Number two, Chair. The input which we have made, and I'm putting it nicely, Chair. It doesn't need the whole committee here to deliberate the input. It was supposed to be captured. There were 200 to 200, what Honorable Souls is talking about. Even if we're 1,000, it doesn't matter. If he has not captured what we have submitted in writing, I'm still saying it once again. Unless Honorable James, Honorable Saul, want us to follow his instruction, that he's not going to listen to anyone, but we must only listen to himself. All of us, we are misleading you, Chair. I mean, the ANC, the EFF, and MKP party, and other parties, besides him, as always, not only to today, Chair. It's not only to today. His behavior is much to be desired. Because really, for me, Chair, we are wasting time on this. It's almost 1 hour now. It's all about Honorable Souls. Honorable Souls once he's like I don't know whether I must use the word a last bond, but really his behavior is much to be desired. He's going to come back. He's going to disagree with whatever we are going to say here. He came in here for that. He's not going to agree with anything, Chair. He's going to pose not long, like Honorable Adams, and say he's exonerated. Please, Chair, give us a directive. When the chief whip opened this, and Honorable Matheus and other parties, we agreed, Chair, unless Honorable Souls want us to follow his instruction, or is instructing you what to do. We've made our input, Chair. You'll take a decision. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, honorable members, I think I've given all of you enough time to speak in this meeting. And what honorable members are saying is that from the onset, we said that the report was going to be arranged thematically. And now what I hear honorable members saying is that they would prefer to have all the inputs that they have made captured in the various themes that give the report the structure. And then so that we know if we say we deal with theme 1, all the inputs of the parties will appear in theme 1. The inputs that are specific to that theme, and then we deal with them. We go to the next theme. If there are no inputs, it means that what is proposed will stand. Then we will deal with those themes one after the other until we are at the end of the report. And further, that the inputs that have been submitted, members are not entirely happy with the manner in which they have been captured in the report. So they would want to have those inputs captured in their original form. That is what they are saying. And that it is not the wish of the members to say the content team has done literally nothing. But what they are saying is that there can be improvement on the work that has been done, and let's have it improved the way the members are suggesting in this meeting, so that when we come back to the next meeting, the report becomes easier for members to deal with than when it is in the form of annexures like it appears now. And the content team would have opted for a route which it thought will be easy for members to use. And members feel that it could have followed the structure that has been previously agreed to. And what I heard Honorable Ntuli saying is that in other themes that the committee would have previously dealt with, there may be other issues that himself or his party may want to raise, and so may be other parties. So leaving this meeting, what we are saying is that if there would be other issues that members may want to raise pertaining to the structure of the report and other themes that we would have previously dealt with, they are allowed to make such submissions and corrections if they deem fit. So I'm going to allow the content team, if they have any comments to make, and also to indicate how long it may take them to structure the report and factor the inputs the way committee members are appealing. Ms. Van Zyl-Gous.
Sorry, Chair, just a bit, Chair. I'm asking for your benevolence, Chair, again.
Okay.
But I want to know which part am I singing and which part is Honorable Bernabach singing in this Souls choir. Unless he withdraws, he must give us the name of that choir, Chair. That is offensive, Chair.
So you do not know what your position is.
No, Chair, I mean in the choir of Honorable Souls.
Yeah,
It's offensive, Chair, to be called the choir. So I need my part. I need to know what part I must go practice and which songs are we singing. Unless he apologizes and withdraws, Chair.
Okay. Ms. Van Zyl-Gous.
Thank you, Chair. I think the comments from members are noted, and I will hand over to Christine to say something.
Thank you, Chair. I think just what I wanted to say, and I'm just going to be very brief, and I don't want to be defensive. I want to acknowledge the members' concerns, and and the feeling that this is not the report, that the draft report doesn't reflect what they want. So yeah, what I want to say is that we've done our intention is, and our commitment is to do our very best for the committee. And obviously it's very disappointing that this is the way members feel at this stage. But we just, as I said, I want to acknowledge that, I want to really acknowledge and say that we've taken on board the members' concerns. We agree that the draft report is anything but perfect. It's a draft preliminary report, and we keep on stressing that it's a draft preliminary report because it isn't perfect. And just to say that, looking at it from a drafting perspective, we have been, we've had written submissions and several meetings where those submissions have been reiterated or have been placed and explained. But as a committee, we haven't actually deliberated. So from a drafting perspective, it's very hard for us to present a draft preliminary report. And remember, we had a deadline in mind, okay? That doesn't, when we don't have a committee position, there isn't a fully developed committee voice. There are lots of very, very strong voices, but often they differ. And that was the challenge that we were faced with when we drafted. And yes, I acknowledge we may have overstepped in places in proposing a treatment. And those were the light blue, not the dark blue, the light blue proposals in the report. And those were meant to be, and we put them forward very humbly, kind of flags or markers for a start, a humble start for discussion. You will see if you look at the report that and acknowledge some stuff may have fallen out, and we were hoping that today's meeting would bring that to the fore, where we have made mistakes or we misunderstood. But yeah, we were hoping that we would have a committee discussion, and from that we would get the instructions that would mandate us to make the findings, that collective findings that would allow us to really get to the report I think that members really want. Yeah, I don't think I can take it much further than that. I just want to, again, end off by saying that it's always our intention to do our best. I mean, been at Parliament for a very long time, and every committee is important, every project is important, every something like this is very important, and we take it very personally. It's taken an enormous toll on all of us, and I mean, for me personally, it's taken a massive toll on me in my personal life and my physical health. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into that, but I'm just saying that please don't ever, please don't underestimate our commitment to do our best. And yes, we apologize if there's a feeling that we overstepped. Thank you, Chair. I don't think I want to say anything more because I don't want to be defensive, because I think it's important that the members feel that we have heard what they've got to say and we've taken it on board. Thank you.
Okay, and then how long may it take you to produce the draft?
Chair, I think I'd like to discuss it with with our team, and can we get back to you in the course of today, if that's possible?
Once we get your timeline, we will then report to the committee members. But look, you must not be too hard on yourselves, and you must not even drop your heads. We are on the finishing line, and where I stand from what I heard the members they appreciate, they have expressed their gratitude to the work that you have done to the committee and your unwavering support. They do not take that lightly, and they share the same sentiment with you that you may not do it once and it becomes perfect or complete, but what they are saying is that we can do even better, and they say that without taking anything away from you. As a team, you have done outstandingly well, and let's have the courage to take the next step. That is exactly what the honorable members are saying, and all the sacrifices that you have made, honorable members are aware of that, and whatever consequences that you may have to suffer, honorable members are aware of that. And at the end of the day, we are saying, let's hold each other by the hand and work together, because this is a teamwork. There is nobody who is going to get accolades ahead of the others. We value your contribution to this committee in as much as we value the contribution of the members. So I want to wish you good luck in the draft that you will be dealing with and producing. So let's go back to work and conclude this last lap. We can't drop our heads at this stage. I want to thank you so much, and for the comments that you have made in this meeting. Very, very professional, well-guarded comments. Thank you so much for that. Honorable members, can I check with yourselves if there is any one of you who has anything to say before we call off the meeting? Honorable Matthys, your hand is up.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Chair, I think you should look at, as the chairperson, and speak to the Secretary of Parliament or whoever is responsible for that, is to beef up the content team. It's my understanding that there are only 4 members. This is a very tedious and very strenuous a process for them, and they've been at it for a long time. So if they are already feeling overwhelmed by it, and understandably so, I think as the chairperson, you must try and engage so that more resources can be unleashed to them. So we don't have to be in a similar situation again. And I just think that an important note to the content team is for them to capture the essence and the spirit of our submissions and allow us as the members of the committee to debate it, not to neutralize it. And in doing so, we'll be able to find common ground. The majority goes ahead, if that's what the case is, and let it record a minority view. And I think a lot of the strain is coming from trying to find a neutral ground. And it's not necessarily within their mandate to do that. Allow the committee members to be able to do that. But please, Chair, I am pleading with you to be able to see if additional resources can be allocated to them. Thank you.
Honorable Skosana, and then the last will be Honorable Ntuli.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to raise this, Chair, that they should not feel bad, the administration team, of what we are talking about here. It's not personal. We know that they are a bit handicapped when it comes to the resources. Hence, I think, Honorable Matthys, when we started, we even asked for the forensic investigators and others. I'm just giving examples to say we understand we are not as resourced like the Nhlanhla Commission. We have our own shortfalls, and we hope that like the previous Honorable Matthys has suggested, that perhaps they need to be as well be helped Not that they don't know what they're doing. Hence, we are saying initially, we hope there's no third force, people who are busy when we are busy doing our own inputs, our submissions, they water down the issues, and we want those inputs to be reflected accordingly, and working as a team. They are part of us, they've been part of us since last year. And we are grateful, I must say. We know that no one is perfect. We all make mistakes, but we should not sugarcoat it. When it happens, we must make sure that we nip it in the bud, and thank you, Chair.
Honorable Ntuli.
No, thanks, Chairperson. I think I just want to to reaffirm that you spoke on our behalf as a collective, what you said about the work of the team. The only addition I wanted to make is that because we were prepared that we're going to sit this meeting for whatever number of hours. Surely that means that we had information at our disposal that we wanted to submit to this meeting. I want to suggest that you should also allow us, if it is possible, to send to the team what we are raising as areas of concerns on the formulation and justify why we're raising those issues and why we think certain formulations that they have done are not just an amendment, but are watering down the areas that we're worried about. If that could be allowed, I believe that party should be allowed to make that submission, because in any case, we were going to make those submissions in public here in our meeting. So there's nothing wrong with us. It may also make the work of the team easier when they receive a written submission from the ANC that says, on the following 20 areas, this is what we said on the basis of the following reasons. This is how you have reworked them on the basis of your own consideration and justification. We think that approach we have taken is watering down the essence and the substance of what later on becomes a recommendation. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chief Whip. I think I agree with what you you have said. If members can do so, on any aspect of the report, if members feel that there would have been alterations and they want to restate their points, or they want to suggest how certain aspects can be enriched, that is allowed on the findings and the recommendations as well. For instance, where members strongly feel that there are certain findings or recommendations that they want to emphasize, they can do so. For instance, Honorable Matthys has spoken about IDEC to say this is how we want the findings and recommendations to be recorded. And somebody will say on the IPIT, these are the findings that we want to make, and this is how we want the recommendations to be recorded. So let's go and do that. And the content team will indicate how much time it needs to conclude. And maybe even before we call the next meeting, if we find that we have produced a draft and there are some recommendations that or findings that are missing, or any other part of the report, we can still make submissions before the next meeting for that to be factored in that draft report. Honorable Skosana, I see your hand is still up.
Roger, can I make an announcement? It's smaller.
It's a legacy hand. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Honorable Nhlanhla.
Actually, I just want to make an announcement that as we speak here in the ad hoc, the head of IDEC is giving testimony on the statement she delivered in the ad hoc committee. And she has just considered that she misled that committee.
Hence, I said I'm going to open a case tomorrow.
As we speak
Thank
now,
you.
the entire statement and the questions you have asked here in the committee are on are flighted in the commission. She's being grilled about them. She has considered. I was making an announcement, Chair. Sorry. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Nhlanhla is out of order. You're supposed to be concentrating here. Honorable
yeah,
Nhlanhla.
but remember,
Out of order, Nhlanhla, out of
remember,
order, out of order.
honorable members, what he says is what you have raised in this meeting, and that remember the committee when we concluded our engagement with the head of IDEC, and I remember, if I'm not mistaken, it would have been Honorable Nomvalo who requested that there was certain information that IDEC was supposed to have shared with us.
Yes.
And the head of IDEC made a commitment. I think it was relating to the charges as to whether they were human resource related to charges or whether they were criminal charges.
It was Section 27, Chair.
Yes. I'm being reminded.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And that information.
Hence, I started with that, Chair. Thank you.
Yes, that information never came to us. And remember, the committee at some point also sent its chairperson to say, we want you to go and meet with the chair of the commission, Justice Madlanga, on how we can collaborate or how we can cooperate and collaborate and even exchange documents. That was a decision of the committee. So if a witness comes before us and deposits a statement before this committee, the committee asks that witness questions, and the witness becomes evasive or misleading, and it later emerges that the witness was not honest or truthful with the ad hoc committee, it's a very, very serious indictment on the part of the witness. And thank you so much, Honorable Nhlanhla, for bringing that to our attention. But we have our own records. We will go into those records and see what information was presented before us. So let's go out, honorable members, and support the content team in every part of the report and ensure that the next draft that comes here has captured all our inputs. I want to thank you so much. Do we have any announcements, Bonani? Okay. Once we know when the report will be ready, the information will be posted in the WhatsApp group of the honorable members. We want to thank you so much for the time that you created for today's meeting. Honorable Skosana.
Yeah, Chair, as you know that I represented you as well when I opened a case against General Sibiya, Lieutenant General Sibiya and Minister Kunu. I'll be doing that again. Tomorrow, I'll be opening a case against Advocate Andrew Johnson as a matter of urgency. Thank you, Chair.
Aye, Scosa. Don't say you are representing the chair. You are representing yourself.
You are not saying that.
I'm benevolent. That's my benevolence to you as members.
You are not saying that must go to the records of the committee.
Thank you, Chair.
That is not our record. It's an organizational commitment. So good luck in that. Honorable members, the meeting stands adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair.